we're supposed to be eating, not focusing on the plate, and it's actually making it sweet too. So we'll go ahead and get started. First three things here that we're going to be focusing on that are actually within this new program. We're looking at balancing calories, foods that's actually going to increase, and then foods that's also that you want to decrease or reduce as well. Reduce the amounts that you're actually consuming. First thing when it comes to balancing your calories, we all should eat for nutritional value. Not necessarily because something tastes good. We're all guilty of that. It's a shock. And we're all guilty of that, and we all do that. So when it comes to actually balancing those calories, the main thing that you want to do is avoid oversized portions. And also, avoiding empty calories as well, which we'll talk about in the next coming slides. Foods that you're going to increase, make half your plates fruits and vegetables. You saw the picture. Half of that plate was actually fruits, half of it was actually vegetables. Make at least half of your grains that you consume, whole grains, and also switch to fat-free or low-fat. Some of you may say, I can't do that, that takes so much water, I'm not going to do it. Just try to incorporate it just a little bit, just to see how you do that. If not, then you're going to have to take, reductions from elsewhere. Foods that you're reducing foods when you're comparing nutritional value, comparing things like sodium, things that are also going to be lower within that number. And then also you're going to want to try and focus on drinking more water than your sugar. So we'll go ahead and start with the first section. Which are your veggies. Any vegetable or 100% vegetable juice counts as a member of the vegetable group. Now, I know a lot of people don't like foods because of certain textures and different things like that, so that's why vegetable juice can actually be a substitute for it, which is not a bad thing. The vegetables can be cooked, they can be raw, they can be canned, cut up, mashed. However you fix them, they can be consumed that way. And vegetables also organized into 5 circles, which we'll look at here. I won't read all the names of these vegetables, but you can't tell me there's not one vegetable here that you can eat or that you don't like. But again, they're grouped into your dark green vegetables, your beans and your peas, starchy vegetables, red and orange vegetables, and then you've got other vegetables at the bottom. Again, remember that this is, along with fruits, is going to account for half of your plate there. So again, that's going to be a huge amount of things that you're consuming. Next one, going lean to protein. Protein oftentimes, of course it helps our body with different types of building processes that the body goes through, but oftentimes this is something that suppresses hunger. A lot of people have a protein shake in the morning because they feel like, I want to dig out of lunchtime comes. I won't be so hungry, but if you're actually getting the protein through your normal diet, it's not necessarily a need for a protein drink, but if you're not, that is a substitute for that. But again, all foods made from beef, poultry, seafood, beans, and peas. Beans and peas, you eat beans and peas, that's your vegetable group. And then there's also your protein group as well, so they can serve as too. Nuts and seeds as well. You want to select a variety of protein groups, protein foods to improve nutritional intake and also control benefits as well, including at least 8 ounces of cooked seafood per week. Now, if you're a person that doesn't like seafood, again, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to consume seafood, but again, that's just a different option how you can go about and get that group in. Make at least half of your grains whole. Any food made from wheat, rice, oats, cornmeal, barley, any other cereal is a grain product. Grains are actually divided into 2 subgroups. You've got your whole grains, and you also have your refined. Whole grains typically, they contain pretty much all 3 parts. You've got your bran, the germ, and the endosperm. That's going to be your healthier option, which are your whole grains. Examples of whole grains include whole wheat flour, oatmeal, whole cornmeal, and brown rice. When we talk about refined grains, these are grains that are known for a process that we call milling. It's done to actually give the food a finer texture, improving the shelf life. So again, marketing strategies here, but it also removes dietary fiber from that. It removes the iron, and it also removes vitamin D. Vitamin D content, which are all very instrumental into our nutritional content as well. Fiber helps along with the dietary digestive system. You have to have that, and that's not replaced fat. When it goes through that milling process. Examples of refined grain products include your white flour, white bread, and white rice. One common trend that you'll notice there is that there's different discoloration. Those things are going brown, now they're white. So that could be an option or a hint to let you know that something may have gone through a milling process. Most refined grains are what we call enriched. This means that certain B vitamins and iron are added back after processing. It's sort of taken away and then it's added back. Fiber is not necessarily added back. Fiber is an extremely important part of our diet. Best thing to do is to check the ingredient list on refined grain products to make sure the word enriched is included in the grain name. Some food products are made from mixture with whole grains and refined grains as well. Moving on to fruits. Just like vegetables, you can have any fruit or 100% fruit juice as part of the fruit group. Now, the problem that comes in with this a lot of times, because fruits are sweeter than vegetables, people like to consume a lot of fruit drinks. That's not going to be a very good option, especially if you're consuming a lot of fruits. You can't just continue to drink fruit juice all the time. The best option is going to be your water. Just like vegetables, fruits can come in a variety of different ways. They can be cooked in a variety of different ways. And here you see the different examples of fruits that you can actually consume. We talk about fruits and vegetables. We started, especially with the self-care program, the fruit and vegetable stand, so you can buy it across the kickers. So again, if you're looking for fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, things like that, that's a different option that you can go and purchase those things. And you also get points for that as well. Getting your calcium-rich foods. Here we're looking at what foods are included in the dairy group. Your milk, cheese, different things like that. Most dairy group choices should be fat-free or low-fat. Doesn't necessarily mean that this has to be your option all the time. But again, you want to make this choice or the other choice most times. Foods made from milk that retain their calcium content are going to be part of this group. Foods that are made from milk and have little to no calcium, such as cream cheese, cream, and butter, are not part of that group. We'll move on to oils. Oils are not necessarily a food group, but because of the importance of how the role that they play when it comes to cooking different types of things, they are very important when it comes to nutritional content. So what are oils? Oils are fats that are liquid at room temperature, like vegetables that are used in cooking. Oils typically come from plants and fish as well. Again, oils are not a food group, but they provide us introduction to kind of examples there of the different oils that you can use. One thing I want you to be mindful of, if you're already cooking something that's going to be highly saturated fat, and you're using an oil that's not necessarily healthy, you're kind of getting a double dose there. So that's why oils are considered to be extremely important. Again, they play a major role in the things that you're cooking. Some oils are used mainly as flavorants, such as walnut oil and sesame oil. A number of foods are naturally high in oils. Things that we eat, like fish, avocados, nuts, olives as well. Foods that are mainly oil content are things like mayonnaise, certain salad dressings, and soft margarine with no trans fats. Typically, a lot of times you'll see things like 0% trans fats. But again, read everything else that's going to be on that nutritional label. It may have 0% of whatever or no whatever, but again, how important is that no whatever? It's going to give you 15 other things that are going to be harmful. So again, don't get fooled by the different marketing strategies that are out there. Get in the habit of fully reading nutritional labels and see exactly what all is in that certain product. Most oils are high in your monounsaturated or polyunsaturated fats and low in your saturated fats. Saturated fats typically, that's the bad fat. You want to have a low amount of your saturated fat when it comes to saturated versus unsaturated fat. Now, again, you do have to have some body, you do have to consume some fats. Fat's not necessarily a bad thing. It's the overindulgence in the amount of fats that you're going to be consuming that makes it bad. The body uses that as fat. It helps with insulation, it helps with different processes within the body as well, so you definitely need that fat. Continuing on with oils, oils and fats, vegetables and nut oils, not contain any cholesterol. In fact, plant foods contain cholesterol. So if you're a person who suffers from high cholesterol, or somebody within your family that you cook for has high cholesterol, the oil that you choose to cook things in can be extremely important. Again, that's the thing that you could possibly get a double dose from. A few plant oils, however, including coconut oil, palm oil, and palm kernel oil, are highly saturated fats and for nutritional purpose should be considered to be solid fats. Solid fats are just things that are solid at room temperature, and examples of these are your butter, milk fat, beef fat, chicken fat, steam margarine, shortening, and partially hydrogenated oil. These are type things that go through some type of hydrogenation process. Processes that aren't going to be the healthiest options. These things are okay at a minimal amount of use, but again, you don't want to make your cooking habits side effects in it. Empty calories, things that really get us into trouble here. Empty calories are things that give us no nutritional value or little nutritional value whatsoever. These are the things that we like for because of the taste. Oftentimes we overindulge in these things because of the taste. And again, learning more about your solid fats and added sugars can help you make better choices as far as when it comes to, am I choosing this or am I going to choose this type of thing? Again, your solid fats are your room temperature type things. Added sugars also play a part in your empty calories. And again, we like those types of things because they're sweet. They taste good to us. They make us happy. Forget about everything else. So again, you're looking at sugars, you're looking at syrups that are added to your foods or added to your beverages, when they're either prepared or you can buy them when they're processed. Now look at this list. You guys are probably saying, well,